Hi, my name is Diederik Bakker, and I'm here with Gerdy Heek, producer of Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts with us and some of your plans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Happy to.
So for the people that don't know you yet, can you share a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Sure. I think it's easiest to tell a little bit about how I got involved in it. I think I followed my first business boot camp 1.5 years ago in 2015 and didn't do anything with it. Then I decided to donate some money to a charity. So one of the charities, the campaigns that Nissan was running. And I donated €1,000. There was a whole idea behind it. And because what I do is every time that I spend money on something that I don't need, I need to give the same amount of money to a charity, to a good cause. And I was actually running a little bit behind because it's kind of hard to find charities that fit my way of living, and I want to make sure that my money comes to a right place. And actually I trusted Nissan from the first boot camp, so I thought this is probably a good cause. So I decided, well, let's give €1,000. And it was not because we got a dinner together with Gerdy and Nissan, but I got a package of videos and that I wanted. I wasn't really interested in the dinner anyway. So, but that was the first time, and then I went to a dinner with them. Actually, I almost didn't make it because I forgot my wallet and stuff. At the end, I decided I'll just gonna borrow some money and I'm gonna get there. And I ended up next to Gerdy. So and I was asking her, so like, hey, what are you doing here? What kind of business do you run? And she said, yeah, I'm married to the guy. I said, oh, okay. I had no idea. Because she wasn't at the business boot camp. Well, she wasn't introduced or something. So I had no idea who she was. So. And that was when it all started. And I went to a seminar that was called the Conscious Millionaire. I got it with the business or with the package, and I bought 3 trainings. But I had to wait for almost a year to follow them. So I followed them in 2016 at the end of the year, last year, and then I got hooked because the information that Nissan and Gerdy are sharing is so powerful. And it changed my life. I'm probably going to share a little bit more about that. I had my own company. I was giving trainings in Agile and Scrum. And the first thing I did was I decided to change my whole way of working, and that worked fantastic. That's how I got into Open Circles. And then I bought the 0 to Million package. And then Nissan was going to start a company, and he promised to make $1 million in a year. And I thought, I want to see how he does that, because I would like to make $1 million. Yeah. And then, of course. So, and then I followed that, and then he was asking for a producer because he had a producer and she quit. And then I knew the girl, and she was. So I congratulated her, and she said, "You're running a week behind, right?" In the videos, I congratulated her, and she said, I quit. And then I thought, I know something that no one else knows. Yes. So what I did, I was preparing, and then in the next video, Nissan was asking if you know anyone. So I sent him an email, and I said, well, my own company is going pretty well. So I don't want to do full-time, but I can help you out as long as you don't find someone else. I think I can do a lot of stuff that you need. So let's see. And I didn't get any response. I did get a response in the first place, and they said, "They'll tell me how much time can you spend." And I said, "Well, if we make it a little bit, I combine it with my husband, we can do 2.5 days a week, so like half time." And I told him what we could do, and then we didn't hear anything anymore. And I heard from a girl, someone else, and she said that she got an offer from Nissan because she also offered to help me full time. And she got an offer, and she got an assignment to give him marketing ideas and stuff. So I was pissed, of course. So I was thinking, what's this? Why didn't I get the offer? So I asked her the assignment, and I made the assignment was make me an A4 with marketing plans. So of course I created like 10 pages with marketing ideas. I don't know, like 10 ideas, 4 pages, I don't know. And what I did, I wrote him a blog, and I wrote him an email like, the reason why you want to work with us instead of other people, like the style that he is using with the with the bold words in it and stuff. And so I think I pretty much spammed him for like an email every day or so for a week. And then finally, as he said, please stop sending me emails. You can we talk, please? So then we had a talk the day before the first ambition code. And Nissan said, I'm okay, let's see if we can work. And this is my proposal. And actually, I offered him to work for him for free. And then he said, no, I'm going to give you 5% of what the company is making. And you can follow the retreat and the weekends and the other stuff. So, well, that's when it started. So that's
pretty amazing.
That's who I am. Or wasn't that what you were asking? Because you were asking, introduce yourself. I can also tell you something about my personal life. I'm not sure if that's interesting.
Well, it's always interesting, of course. But what's also interesting is that you're actually relatively new to Open Circles, because 2015, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're here.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Yeah. So what did you? Are you still working part-time or?
No, after 6 weeks, the funny thing is when Sunday offered me to follow the trainings, the only reason why I accepted it was because I wanted to be polite. Because actually what I was thinking, that happiness and health, especially healthy, was totally focused on health in the beginning. Health is so boring. You're really, really going into health. Everybody else is talking about health. So I wasn't interested at all. I told him I'm already pretty healthy. I know what I'm doing. Just don't, come on, And then the first thing that happened was in the first ambition code, he was talking about sugar. So, and then I decided to give it a shot. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to quit sugar for 3 weeks. I really wasn't. I was not going to give up all the. We had a kind of a fight in the beginning before I started to work on Facebook. Because I said, yeah, seriously, you are crazy. I mean, you never drink coffee. For you, it's your way of life. I don't want to give up my chocolate. I don't want to give up my glass of wine with my good food and stuff. And he was like, yeah, you don't have to. And he was actually kind of pissed off. And I was thinking like, okay, this guy is a little bit over my head. So that was actually where I started. And then I came to the ambition code and then so I thought, let's give it a shot. I'll quit sugar for 3 weeks. So what happened? I craved for sugar for 3 weeks, 2 weeks and 5 days. And then 2 days before the end of the 3 weeks. And I planned my holiday after the 3 weeks. Not my holiday, my birthday. And I was looking forward to all the cakes and stuff. And then 2 or 3 days before that, I was telling my husband, I really, I don't think I want cake on my birthday. So actually I got rid of the addiction. That was pretty epic. Yeah, so that was the first hint that actually what Nisande is telling about health and stuff is actually working. And I had to change my mind a little bit. And then I think about 3 or 4 weeks later, we had another ambition code. And, working with Nisande, for me, one of my core values is I want to make a difference. And I was making a difference with my own company. I was pretty successful, actually. And but I was thinking, like, what I'm doing now is making so much more difference because I'm contributing to him. So I asked him in one of, at the beginning he was mentoring me in my business. And I asked him, and I said, if I'm so successful in what I'm doing for you, isn't it a good idea just to offer this as a service to other people? Because what I found out is I had my own, I gave agile boot camps. And the last one, I had 112 registrations and 120 people showed up. So, and I was just starting for like 3 months ago, right? So yes. It was going really well, but I was totally not interested anymore in preparing my own boot camps. So I thought, like, is this the way to go for me? Is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And I thought, I like working for Nisande more. I like working on the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy Wise because I'm making a difference much more now than I did with my own company. So, and I just threw the idea in his face and said, what do you think? Is this a good idea? And what he said is, well, girl, if you're thinking about quitting your own business, please, can you be my partner? And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, you have to think about it. I was like, seriously? Because, yeah, well, what he also said is he was working with Marijn for like years and years now, and now he's offering him a partner deal, and he offered me a partner deal. Well, and we were working together for 6 weeks.
Yes.
And so, well, of course I didn't have to think about it.
No, you jumped right in.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I decided I gave, because I already had registrations for the next bootcamp, so I had to give it in May. And but I decided to tell people I'm quitting, and I didn't do any promotion anymore for it. And I quit and decided to work full time. I was already working full time, and now I can work 80 hours a week for instead of 40. So that's kind of a big difference. But I jump out of bed every morning because I love it so much.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's what you need, right?
It is.
So.
It's just the opportunity knocks once kind of thing,
Exactly. Yeah, you have to grab it, and then otherwise you will regret it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, do you ever think about the future? So, do you have any plans for the future, or are you totally owning the now?
That's something that is a big challenge for me, because I'm not really good in living in the now. I'm getting better in it. I have to. You have to. If you work with me Sunday, you have to be in the now.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to plan stuff, but I like that, and it's also the way I work. So for me, it's not a big challenge. Of course, I have plans, and there was a lot that changed in the past months, because actually when we started, it was. And Nisanne was still planning to continue the business, but actually, I don't know if you're aware of that, but he's in a process that he's on a spiritual track, and he's less and less interested in being a teacher, and more and more interested in finding out what is left of him, and what's actually beneath it. I don't know what that's called. If the teacher is stripped off, so what's left, and what will happen because of him then? So he decided he wanted to quit, actually. So of course we discussed it, because for me that's a major change, because that means that I'm going to get a business without a product in it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was kind of challenging, and but also for that. I told him that, I don't think it's going to work, that if he's not really interested in being a teacher, I don't want to force him to be on stage, because it's not going to work anyway. So
no,
I decided,
true.
The only thing is that what I said is I need to make a decision if I want to continue it without him. So what we did is the last time I was in Tenerife, we created a plan that at least we were going to have enough products to sell online, because now it's going to be an online business.
Mm-hmm.
And because I want to know if we can live as a company, especially because partners is nice, but that means that we need to cut what we make. We had to cut it in 3. So that means that if I want to make a living, I have to make a pretty decent amount of money every year. So that was something to think about. And we both think it's possible. And Nisanne is working his ass off to create a lot of products and delivering a lot of value. And that's also why we're creating new stuff, and that's cool, because I can also I can influence it, and so that's also why the next thing is something that for me is very close, and I love it a lot, and it's already very successful. Even when we're filming it now. It's Thursday today, and we started the campaign this morning, and it's already quite successful. So that's really cool. Probably I can tell you a little bit more about it later. So, but that's for the future. It's gonna be an online business. I would love to be on stage, and I was a good trainer in my old company, and Verit is training me now as a trainer. I don't think there is a better trainer than her. I thought I was good. And then I did my first presentation for her, and I was crying my eyes out because she was pretty. She's not very, and she's sweet, but she's not nice, No,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's she knows how to improve me in a day, and that's epic. And then the only thing, so, and that's a chance that you never get that. And I think that will give me a lot of opportunities. And we're just searching now, what's the content that fits me most? Because my problem is not giving the presentations, it's about owning the content. And well, I'm
sure you'll do fine. I mean, we're already starting to know you a little bit, and I like it. I like where it's going. So it's obvious you've had you've benefited a lot from Open Circles and BizKaizen now. What was your biggest improvement? The achievement you were most proud of?
That was actually after the Master Entrepreneur, so it was not from BizKaizen, because as you can imagine, I don't have a lot of time to watch videos. I watched a few. Especially the videos that I watched were mainly on financial freedom, because for now that's an issue. I'm working for Nissan now and I'm getting 5% of what he makes. I mean, but that's not, I was used to, before I started my company in trainings in Agile and Scrum, I was easily making 100,000 euros a year. So I didn't have to think about money ever.
No.
But now it's different, and so that's why I started to watch all the videos on financial freedom.
Yeah.
And and then we're doing quite okay. So
okay. So financial freedom was important for you now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So and we of course also, because in the future the company is going to be an online company, so that means also passive income. Mm-hmm. So that's something that's also on my list, also for the next few months to watch those videos. But my main achievement was after the Master Entrepreneur, the training. I followed it in September, beginning of September, I think, and I decided to switch my my business model, and not, instead of doing the small trainings, I decided to do a big training, and I called it an Agile Bootcamp. And it was one sentence that Nishan said, and he said, there's quite a few things that you can do. You can, and one of them is pick the biggest topic of your competitors and make it for free. So, and if you want to become a Scrum Master, you have to pay 1,500 euros for a training, 2-day training. And I thought I can do that in 1 day, and I'm going to make it for free. So I made it 99 euros. And I decided I'm going to have 100 people in my first Agile Bootcamp. And that was 6 weeks later, and there was 84 people in my room. So that was nice. A big achievement. I think I'm very proud of that. And I spent quite a few bucks on marketing. I had to find out everything on marketing because I wasn't doing anything. And that's especially also because I mastered it pretty quick, I think. And the funny thing is I'm using all of that now in what I'm doing now. And and the best part was, I think 6 weeks later or so, because you were in the Master Entrepreneur training, he said, I'm not going to go into Facebook trainings, but you're going to get that later. So we got that around the time that I had my first bootcamp. And then we had some videos on Facebook marketing, and he told me a few strategies. And trainings in Agile and Scrum it's for project managers. So it's business to business. So I only did advertisements on LinkedIn, and I spent for the first Agile Bootcamp, I think I spent 2,000 euros on LinkedIn marketing campaign. For the second Agile Bootcamp, I spent 160 euros on a Facebook campaign, and I had 120 people in the room. So that paid back.
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah. So that if I can give a hint, watch the Facebook trainings. I'm not sure. It's probably somewhere in BizKaizen.
Yeah, it is. There's a part on Facebook. Yeah, and there's more coming too. So also there's a financial IQ course.
Yeah, so that's the one that I watched. Yeah, it's pretty old, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's old, but it's still valid. And
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned you and your husband. You started this project together first, right? So,
true. He's still in it.
He's still in? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So because I'm chaos and he is structure. So what he does is he tests everything that I do. he challenged all the brilliant ideas that I have that are going from north to south. And he's giving me he's taking care of data and some financial stuff, and I really need him.
Yeah, I can imagine that working on this together as both partners in business and in love can be challenging. So
it is.
How is that for you guys?
It's tough. It's not so tough as it was in the beginning, but especially in the beginning, my husband he's not an entrepreneur. So that means that he also doesn't have the entrepreneur mindset. And that sounds a little bit quirky maybe, but there's such a difference. For me, it means, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, nothing happens if I'm not there. If I don't do anything, nothing happens. Because actually, for now, I'm the only one that's working. Well, I did some, now I'm on holiday. So now there's people working for me. I have to delegate, but I'm not very good at it. And so that means that I am always working. And I told you I was working 80 hours a week, I think, on average. And I think that maybe it's not even, I don't think it's even overrated. I think it's, maybe I'm underestimating it. I'm working every day and also in the weekends. Every night we were working together usually. But of course, it's tough for your relationship. And you have to especially keep communicating and have to make sure that what you expect from each other, that you know, that you both agree on that. And I mean, he had to be on my back because I knew I was going to invest a lot when I was starting this. I mean, I'm not going to make a lot of money with it. And so that means that he also needs to be in it. So we had some tough times.
Yeah.
And it's only until recently that we found a way and something changed and we overcame our first major dip. Now we're cool.
Yeah, well, can you share a little bit? I mean, I'm sure this is very valuable for other people as well.
The main thing that happened was the main problem that we had was that we had expectations from each other that we didn't check. And I was doing assumptions, and he did too. And it didn't change. I mean, and the problem was that it drifted us apart. And it was not until we took the time to talk about it. And the problem is I was so busy that we didn't take the time. But this is the things that are really important. I mean, I was running away with all the urgent stuff, but we really needed to take some time for important stuff to talk about it. So what we did is finally one evening we sat together, and it was the crossroad. It was like, do we really, if our vision on the life that we're gonna have is so different, is there a reason to stay together? It was like that. It's that bad.
That's really tough. Yeah.
It was. But the cool thing is if you overcome it, your relationship is so strong then afterwards. We're not there yet, but
yeah, I can imagine.
Made a difference.
Great. Well, that's
really good to hear. Grateful. Yeah. It is. But I'm really, really grateful, and it's the only thing. Communicate, talk to each other.
Communicate.
Yeah,
that's your number one thing.
Dream. Oh yeah.
Wow. So, what are you guys working on now? You know, what's the project of Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise that you're doing right now?
Okay, I love it, and especially because what we are talking on now, and that's we created a relationship booster challenge. Because I think that on life plan design, your partner is the most important person. If you don't share your life plan together, what's the idea about having a life plan? If you're not in it together, you need to go there together. Otherwise, It's not work. So a relationship. And also in Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise, one of the pillars is happiness. And if you want to be happy, there's 3 parts of it. It's being, living and connecting. And so connection is one of the 3 things that you need to be really happy. And your life partner, it's the biggest connection that you have in your life. So you need to connect with him or her on the deepest level. And there's always room for improvement. And actually for me, it was also like, I mean, people that watch, they know Nissan and Gerdy, right? Those are not easy people.
No.
Both of them. They're totally different. And they have, they're very strong, very powerful. So I was always wondering, how on earth do you manage to stay together in one house? So I was very curious about what their secrets were. So I'm really, really, really happy that they're going to share it with us. And also, what I love about it is it's simple, it's implementable. So it's 28 tips, and you get a tip every day to boost your relationship. Because I'm really looking forward to it. And what's even better is that after those 28 days, there will be a seminar, a 1-day seminar, and Gerdy and Nissan are going to give it together. And I think it's very rare to do that for them. I don't know exactly, because I'm not too long in the Open Circles groups, but to me they were also, I only knew them from the business perspective and never for the personal development stuff. So I'm really, really curious what they're going to do there. So I hope I can be there as a couple and not as a team member. So
of course, yeah.
But there's only 50 spots, so I don't know if that's possible.
What, 50 spots and 50 couples?
50 couples. Or? Yeah, 50 couples. Oh. Yeah, so it's really, really gonna be intimate. Yeah.
All right. So how can you join this challenge?
The challenge. Well, if you're on the mailing list, you get an invitation. It's called. And you can go to the website. It's called boostyourrelationship.com. And then you come to a landing page. You can just register, and you get a link to a Facebook page, Facebook group. It's a closed group where we are going to post all the videos. Okay. So there you can join the challenge at least.
Yeah, I'll just add the link to the video as well.
Yeah, and that's also it's one of the successes that I was talking about, because we started this morning. And we already have over 300 registrations. 300 registrations. 300 registrations. Yeah, not for the day, but for the challenge. Yeah, in 1 day. So that's even for Sunday. I think it's a very, very good score.
Yeah, it does sound like a very good score. It also kind of worries me, because that means that there are 300 couples with who would like to do better.
No, but the good thing is, I mean, even if you have a fantastic relationship, there's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And I had a discussion with someone on happiness, and then we said that, people that are not really happy, they don't want to invest in happiness because they like not to be happy, and because otherwise they would already invest in being happy. And people that are investing in happiness, they will be I know that Nissan gave an example in the Master Entrepreneur, I don't know, in one of his trainings. Anyway, and he told people to stand up, people that have more than 2 pairs of shoes. Everybody was standing, like everybody that has more than 10 pairs of shoes. Well, then a few people sit down, and at the end there were like 10 people still standing that had over 80 pairs of shoes. And then he asked them, suppose that you were a shoe seller, who would you sell shoes to?
To themselves, I guess.
No, to the people. You sell, if you are a shoe seller, you sell shoes to the people that already have a lot of pairs of shoes. What we tend to do, if you're a coach, you try to find people that don't have a coach, but that's wrong, because what you should do is you should find people that already invest in coaches because they know the value of it. And that's the same with shoes, with coaching, with everything. And that's the same for relationships. People that want to work on relationships, and they already have more than average relations. And but they're already investing, and they would love to do a challenge like that because they know there's always room for improvement. This challenge, Nissan and Verita also, I mean, they have a very good relationship, and I can tell you because I saw it. I mean, they fight also, of course, but what they do have is very, very strong. But they are also still investing in their relationship. Yeah. And why? Because there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, they want to improve. Yeah.
I think that's the secrets to a great relationship.
Yeah. Well, and I think this.
Here I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm just like.
No, I like that. I like it when people are passionate. It's much more interesting than just a story, you know. So I think this 28-day challenge is it's an easy way to start as well. It's very low key and also easy to. I mean, if it's anything like what we know from this Sunday, it's very implementable, as you said, and actionable. And
and it's fun. This one.
It's fun. Oh,
it's fun.
That's unique. Nisande always says, "You bring the fun, I'll bring the rest."
Yeah. Well, it's not that he's making jokes, but the assignments are fun to do.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will make sure I'll register and also add the link to the interview. And well, just thank you for your insights. It's very interesting. Thank you for being so open.
I hope it helped.
Yes, I'm sure it did. All right. Well, I hope to. Yes, thank you. I hope to see you soon, and well, I'm sure you'll see most of us who watch this interview join the challenge.
Yeah, it would be nice.
All right.
Okay. I wish you a great evening. Thank you for the interview.